Basic Talk. We're showing Tanya Hart some basic love. All right, now, one time for the queen. One time for the queen of ENT.
On April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. And something just told me, I to this day, I can't really explain it, but something said, you've got to do something. And so I grabbed up a couple of albums and I called my friend Bernard Carver and I said, we're going over to KAR and they're going to put us on the air. And he said, they don't put students on the air. So I called Larry Red, who was one of my advisors. The three of us went up to KAR and said, you know what, the campus is in an uproar. You should put us on the radio. We're going to play these albums and just talk to people and calm them down. And we did. We started what was called the TCB show, the Taking Care of Business show. And it apparently lasted for many, many years after we all left. But that's how I started.
Very interesting story in itself. What happened to her? Why was she in jail?
Because, there's racism. So when the Panthers hit, the government panicked. And they had a thing called a COINTELPRO.
Today, in our digital world that we live in, you can create your own anything and everything, but it's just a tool. It's a tool that will never, ever replace passion, creativity, and it won't replace having that soul and that gut feeling of just knowing that this is what you should do.
It's the 42nd Annual Image Awards. Hi, I'm Tanya Hart, and welcome to the Red Carpet Diaries. And what a red carpet it has been. We have talked to just about everybody. So many folks are here. Everybody is excited about the show, and it's going to be great. Come on in.
Joining me for this round of Basic Talk is television presenter, TV producer, syndicated radio host, and history-making co-chair for the Caucus of Producers, Writers, and Directors, Miss Tanya Hart. Welcome to the show.
Hi, TJ. How are you?
I'm well. This is like a dream come true for me.
Aw, you're too kind.
You've come a long way from your days at Michigan State and Harvard.
Oh, honey, haven't we? Although I must say we were very, very well prepared. Both of those schools really prepared me well, as most schools do. Doesn't matter where you go. Just stay there and be prepared. That's what I'm telling students these days.
And we're listening. We're listening. You have 4 Emmys, 8 Emmy nominations, 5 medals from the International TV and Film Festival, a Peabody and Ohio State Awards for documentary films, and now a Diversity of Media Award. Impressive to me, because I'm just starting out. What does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. Although I come from the old school of journalism where you're really only as good as your last story. That's where I come from every single day. I mean, all of the accolades are wonderful, and they do look good on your resume, and I guess at some point they kind of pay off. But honestly, you're only as good as your last story. And if my last story was yesterday, I try to be better today.
Well said.
Yes, and always keep that in mind because that's just real. And especially in today's world where we live, in the digital space, we're all living in a world where the beast being the media, has to be constantly fed every second. But the beast will never, ever get full. And so, you've got to judge your time and your life and everything by, because life will go by you in the digital world and you don't even know what happened. You look up and all of a sudden, well, dang, I got old and I didn't even see that coming.
I love it. I love it. You are the first female and the first African-American co-chair in the over 40-year history of the caucus, including members like Tom Hanks, Susan DePass, J.J. Abrams. Talk to us just a little bit about your role as caucus co-chair and the opportunities that you're creating.
It still amazes me that I'm the first woman to take this position. I took over, they had already been in existence for 44 years when I took over, and I was the first woman in 44 years. Why is that?
No.
I also happen to be black. But that was least of the thing. The fact being first woman, and I've said to people for years, Yes, I'm a black woman, but let me tell you something about being in this business and most businesses. The whole sexism is more prevalent than racism for women. And I'll stand by that because it just is. In this country and in many countries, you know, but we're just talking about here in the good old U.S. of A. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. This was an old boys club, and I mean, they did very well. You know, people like Grant Tinker and all of these folks have been chairs before, that came before me, and people that I really looked up to and honored because they were the creators of this industry. And so I was very honored to step in as a woman. And, you know, as women, we always do the job. So since I've been there, we have raised close, we're almost at the $2 million mark, $2 million in scholarships that we've given out. 53%, probably 54% now after this next dinner, will have gone to students of different colors. Our biggest prize every year, thanks to Illuminate and Panavision, we give out a $60,000 scholarship package. And we do it every year.
And this is the foundation that provides
this. This is the foundation, the Caucus Foundation that provides this. Well, the Caucus and the Caucus Foundation provide the $60,000. And so now that has finally gone to a black woman, with the second prize being the $25,000 package, which went to a Latina woman.
Awesome.
And so, you know, just things like that. I'm very proud of that. So we just, you know, we do what we can, and so we keep it moving. But I have a bit of a new beef today. Speaking of students, and that's the reason I said that, one of my mentees, actually, John Murray, I'm sure you know who John is. John is very, very visible in the media world today. He posted something on Facebook today about Kanye West. Kanye apparently was on the campus of Howard University this weekend, which we kind of heard about. You know, Kanye's got this new, I don't know what you would call it. Whatever it is, I'm not going to be mad at him for trying to gather people together in a positive space. You know, he's out there singing about getting rid of the 13th Amendment. And apparently people were like following along, singing along. And John was so appalled. He's like, they don't even know what they're singing about. And I was like, are you kidding me?
I've not had this conversation with anyone that is in his inner circle. But if I had to guess, I would say that it's shock value.
So let me just read a section because I had to pull it up since I knew I was coming in your show. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place of jurisdiction. That means we can't be slaves.
There's something to that. Congress will have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation.
Thank you.
Yes.
But all of that being said, why is Kanye out there trying to get rid of that?
I don't think that he is considering the ramifications of what he's saying, the damage in what he's saying.
I don't think so either, because he's a Trump follower, and of course Trump never thinks of the ramifications of what he's saying.
Right.
So we understand.
Back in the day,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off on all of this.
It's okay, but it's a good thing that you did. It's a good thing that you did, because that leads me to ask whether or not you have any political aspirations to kind of right this ship for us right now.
Right. Well, you know, I always said, had I not been in the media, I probably would have been a politician. I don't even know why, but I don't know. I grew up in the Midwest. My father and mother were people who were very involved in their own way in the civil rights movement because it was just that era. My father was involved with the unions. He was a union boss at a time when it wasn't popular for black people. We got a cross burned on our front lawn in Muskegon, Michigan, of all places, northwestern Michigan. people don't understand. In fact,
Muskegon, right? You were in Muskegon. Okay.
Yeah, Muskegon is the same place where the guy the police officer just lost his job for being a member of the Klan this year. Okay, this is a long time ago. I was 5 years old when they burned the cross. So that's been around there for those parts of the country for a long time. So it's not new. So yes, I did grow up with all of that. I married young. We moved to Massachusetts. We were very involved with the politics there. Ted Kennedy was in many ways a mentor. You know, people like that. I knew Tip O'Neill and all of these great politicians. So, you know, my husband was a speechwriter for Michael Dukakis when he ran for president. So yes, we've been involved in politics for a long time. I don't think I would never run for office because I understand what that involves. But I've always been involved with politics. And one of the chapters in my book will be about the time when I went with a group of American black folks and American Jewish folks, and we went to Israel. And this was in the late 80s, and we blindsided Shimon Peres and Ariel Sharon, who at the time was the toughest general on the planet, literally.
Whoa.
And they thought we were coming in for a cute little visit. We came in with a plea, told them to stop spending $400 million in munitions in South Africa, shocked them to death. They said, oh, okay, we'll think about it. They stopped doing it. Apartheid fell, and Nelson Mandela walked out of prison.
How many people know that story? I had not heard that story.
Yeah, well, that's how apartheid ended. Just so you know. So
in this book, you mentioned your book. When do we?
I don't even know. I've got to finish it because the stories keep piling up. But that's
okay. So where do I pre-order? How?
I'll let you know.
Okay. So we took a poll, and I know you're short on time. We took a mini poll, BaySickTalk poll, and we wanted to get some questions. What do we talk to Tanya about? What do we ask her? And the overwhelming majority, it fell into two categories. One goes back to your BET, when you were senior producer and host of BET, Live from LA with Tanya Hart. People want to know. They still want to know. What was it like to interview Tupac?
Oh, isn't that something? That thing has just, good Lord, I wish he had lived long as this question has lived.
Know. It keeps coming up. It will not go away.
No, and that's okay, because it's one of my big heartbreaks in life, because oh my gosh, I talked to him so much after that interview and tried to get him not to believe his press and to get away from those people that eventually killed him.
Right.
So I still miss him. Because it's hard to imagine what kind of a presence he would have been had he lived. You know what I mean? Because there's still no voice like his.
No.
There's never been a voice in hip-hop like his since. Not at all. So we really missed out. So I'm sorry, the question was, what was it like to interview him?
What was that? And take us to that in that moment, because you talked about the Black Panthers, his mother being in jail, his father. You got in there. Did you know that you were making history even then?
I really kind of did, and I think mainly because of his mother. How many people in the history of the United States have been in jail with 200 charges of conspiracy against them, and pregnant, and became her own defense attorney, and won, and got out? How many people in American history can you say did that?
None. And there's not a movie about her life. There's not a movie about that at all.
No. So just knowing that was her child, I knew that, and he was brilliant. You know, this is a kid that read the New York Times from cover to cover every day, starting at like age 8 or 10 or something. So he was very smart, and so I just wanted people to realize who they were really talking, who they were listening to.
And just as much on the other end, to understand he's in front of Tanya Hart. I got to really, really, nail this interview. I have to really give the people what they want. She's asking me a question I can't withhold. I have to divulge. And it was great. It was absolutely great. And it still is.
Thank you. It still lives. It does still live.
The other question, women in particular want to know, and we'll continue to trend this. I'll put this on my website. We'll feature this article in an upcoming issue of the TZ Element magazine and Basic Talk Mag, but women want to know advice. What 3 key pieces of advice would you give us, present company included, to navigate our path in entertainment, in particular television?
For television is an interesting medium. Television really, you cannot hide your feelings on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you really can't. And in many ways, that's why all of these reality shows have kind of gotten over.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're staged, everybody knows that by now. And they're really scripted. They're scripted, but still, they work because of that, because people get emotionally charged.
Right.
So if you're going to be on TV, depending on what it is that you're trying to do, just always bring your true self.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Second one, always get your hair did. don't go with any.
I love it.
Get your hair did, babe. Don't go in there with any jacked up hair.
Okay.
And the second thing is always be nice to the people that are putting you on the air, because if you're nasty to them, they can do some stuff to you that make you come off not looking too good.
And some things that you won't recover from.
That's true. They really, you want to really like the lighting person, and have the lighting person like you, because lighting is. So those are just a few little tidbits. I mean,
I don't remember TJ having an afro. I don't remember that. I'm going to let you go, Tanya, but I have to say one final thing. First off, if we don't say this enough, thank you for allowing us to go on the journey with you through entertainment. Not only did you pave the way, you're bringing us with you. You're creating opportunities for women like myself, and we really, really appreciate that, and we don't say thank you enough. So that's what I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you probably don't know this, and I'm not a name that you would know this, but your birthday, Oprah Winfrey's, and mine all fall on the same day.
Oh, January 29th?
January 29th.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, TJ, I did not know that. Yeah, here's a happy birthday. And you know something? Obviously, we've all done well in media, huh?
I'm trying. I'm just trying. I'm trying.
Oh, no. You're not just trying, honey. You're not just trying. If you're there, you're doing it. Always remember, if you are there, you are doing it. So you're not just trying. You may be trying to get better every day, but you're not trying to do it. You are doing it. You're on the air up north, girl. Do you know how many people want your job? I'll tell you that.
They can't have it.
No, you're not giving up. I'm going to tell you what one of my mentors told me. Don't ever give up your radio gig, no matter what you do. You may go on and do a whole bunch of other things. Keep that radio gig.
I will. There you have it. Producer, presenter, syndicated radio host, co-chair, and if I may be so forward to say friend.
Yes, you can. I'll come up and see you. I'll be up that way not too long.
Okay, let's link up.
Yeah.
I'll take you to dinner. Cityscape, San Francisco, top of the Hilton. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Take care, Tanya. Be blessed.
Thank you. I am. You too. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. Let me get a few pieces of information from you.
Okay. Like I said, don't ever say you're trying. You're doing it. Miss Aquarian, we'll have to share birthday drinks or something.
I know. We're the 29th. I said somewhere in the future, I see myself, Tanya, and Oprah. We're somewhere.
Right, somewhere. Somewhere having a little cocktail or a little toast.
Hey, we can do it.
Oh, yeah, no, we can. That's not a hard one. If for no other reason but by Skype, right?
That's it. Clink, clink.
Right. Okay, you're a lot of fun. Love
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Thank you so
God
much.
bless you.
God bless you too, darling. Thank you. Bye-bye.